Welcome to a world of fantasy and delight. A world where everything is turned upside down, and then not. Then maybe upside down, then kind of upside down, but not entirely. Welcome to the world of the Ron Van Dam Show, where nothing seems like it is, unless it was already. Then there had to be a part of it that was like what it was, but isn't really. Welcome to a world that's made of candy and food and alcoholic beverages. Welcome to a world where everything makes sense, except for the things that don't. They start to make sense, but then they stop immediately, and then they don't make sense. That's the world of love and understanding and respect. That's the world that you have decided to enter by clicking on the stupid little thing and listening to this show. So sit back, enjoy everything that you shall consume within the next period of time that you have selected by clicking. This, ladies and gentlemen, will be the start of a life that you will never get back.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Welcome to the program. I'm Ron Van Dam. This is the Ron Van Dam Show. This was your choice. I didn't force it upon you. You came here, you wanted it, so here we go. My dentist tells me to brush my teeth at least twice a day, so I do, but in defiance of being told what to do on a daily basis, I don't brush all my teeth. I just brush some of them. You don't tell me what to do, dentist man. My oral hygienist has large breasts. I can't help it. She puts them in my face when she's cleaning my teeth. She comes like about maybe an inch from kissing me passionately on the very mouth which she is servicing. I find it to be very awkward and odd because here our faces are almost nose to nose. She's staring into my major orifice, and her breasts are somewhat touching my bib. And in that heat of incredible passion, let's say, she turns to me and she says, "Ron, lean over the basin and spit." That kind of kills the mood for me. So in order to make it more of an even sexual romantic situation, I turn to her and I say, "Well, then you spit in the basin too." She refuses to do so. I'm thrown out of the dentist's office, asked never to return. So I don't brush all my teeth. amazing how dentists and doctors are treated like gods. Like they're the only people that can save your life or your teeth. It's my dentist tries to make himself sound very important by telling me, Ron, you know, the condition of your teeth tells me about the health of your entire body. Listen, dentist, you're trying to make your thing a lot more important than it probably is by saying that what you do has consequences throughout my body. It's possibly true. I just don't want to hear it from you. And then my other doctor, my general practitioner, who practitions generally, my family medicine, internal medicine, how many different titles can you give yourself? my just regular doctor. And as I said many times, she's a female. She is. Also being put in a position of being my everything. She says to me, Ron, I'm more concerned about your health than you are. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to unpack here. Maybe you're right because you collect money for doing that. I mean, I don't know. But she says, Ron, you know, I'm responsible for your health. Oh, my God. What's going on here? What's going on here? She says, Ron, as soon as I became your doctor, I felt a responsibility for your well-being. Wow. That's an amazing thing. And what if I don't pay you for this? Are you still responsible? No, I'm not then. I don't care if you die then. But as long as you pay the bill, I feel this humanity to make sure that you're always healthy because I am a doctor, and that's the creed that I took. That's the credo. Anyway, welcome to the program. You know my name. I don't know yours. It's an odd feeling. This is awkward. You know who I am. There's a picture of me on the website or whatever you're doing to click this thing. But I don't know who you are. You're like totally anonymous to me. I have a feeling who you are because I do background checks. But at the same time, this is an odd relation. I don't like it. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't feel like I'm on equal footing with you at all. You like got a mask on, and I'm like totally out there. I might as well send you pictures of myself naked. Then you'll never listen to this show. Did you see this guy's body? I ain't listening to that crap. Yeah, I know. I get it. Okay, I totally get it. All right. Well, welcome to the world of fantasy and realism here. Do you know there's a phrase that has been totally ruined by Donald Trump? You know who Donald Trump is? Raise your hand if you know who Donald Trump is. Look at all the hands go up. Wow. I don't know how that happened. The asshole in chief. I'm sorry. He calls other people names. I can do it to him. He's supposed to be an example of how we communicate. So I'll follow your example. You're an asshole. You called me one. All right. Yeah, you did. Anybody that doesn't agree with you, Don, you called him an asshole. I heard you. I hear you, babe. I hear you. In 2016, remember that year? I sure do. When he won the election, quote unquote, won the election, he finagled the states as opposed to winning the popular vote. But I'm not going to go there right now. He really shouldn't be president. There should be a recount, but I guess there isn't. It's too late now, perhaps. Maybe now it's a little too late to do that. His big campaign thing, besides Make America Great Again, which I think he just stole the phrase off of a hat, he said, hey, it's Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. Vote for Donald Trump. What have you got to lose? And for centuries, people were walking around saying that phrase, what have you got to lose, as a credo for trying things out. Be adventurous. You know what you got. Maybe there's something better on the other side of the fence. So what do you got to lose? Nothing. Because this person's a piece of crap. This person's a piece of crap. So what do you got to lose? Try the piece of crap that we don't know how crappy that really is. With Clinton, we kind of knew that would probably be crappy. With Trump, I don't know. Let's give it a shot. What do you got to lose? Well, Trump became president, and we found out what we had to lose. And that was our dignity, our standing in the world, our morals, our humanity, our respect. We lost all of that. Becoming the great country of acceptance and wisdom and knowledge, using the finest minds on the planet to help govern our nation. We lost all of that. We lost everything. And pretty soon it'll be your 401k. You're going to lose it all. So what have you got to lose? Here's your example. I don't think anybody is going to use that phrase anymore. Hey, what do you want to do? You want to try this thing? Sure. What have I got to oh, wait a minute. I've got everything to lose. Donald Trump has answered the question. What have you got to lose? Answer: everything. All forms of sanity and reason. You're going to lose that. Perhaps even the ability to travel back to the country. You might lose that too. Man, what have you got to lose? Everything. That phrase is shot to hell. The other thing that he started, and he's very good at marketing. He just doesn't know what he's marketing, but he's good at it because he markets by fear. And that's what dictators do. They market by fear. Check it out. Do some history stuff. Check it out. All dictators and rulers use fear in order to accomplish their mass communications. This guy's textbook. Instead of, and that there's another phrase which I truly believe: united we stand, divided we fall. We're divided and we're falling. Let's get the united we stand thing back in motion, why don't we? What do you got to lose? Although now, I mean, I'd vote for anybody else than Trump because what have you got to lose? Donald, here's your problem. Nobody knew how you would do when you were running for president because you made all these kind of snake oil promises to everybody. So what do you got to lose? I mean, maybe he can really do what he says. I mean, he seems to be a successful businessman because we haven't checked into that part about the bankruptcies. He hasn't released his tax returns. He refuses to do that, so he's hiding something. So, but what do we got to lose? Now you know. Now you know what you got to lose. And now Donald Trump has been president for 2.5 years. My God, where did that part of my life go? He's been president for over 2.5 years now, and he's got a track record of pure, unadulterated crap. And he was going to drain the swamp. He filled it so it's over. It's over the banks now. It's flooding the swamp. So now we know what you can do and what you can't do, Don. We know how you govern, the way that you speak to people, your attitude, your unbridled anger, your insanity. Now we know. It's not a like let's give it a shot thing anymore. We've seen the shot. So Don, man, you're like a cake that's been in the oven too long. Not only are you cooked, you're done. You're done, and you're going directly into the garbage. That's where you're going. We're not even going to eat your cake. We're just dumping it in the garbage because that cake got burnt and did not work out. All right, that's enough. That's enough. I know when to shut up.
Shut up!
All right, how about the women?
Shut up!
All right. I totally don't blame you. I totally don't blame you.
You are listening to The Ron Van Dam Show, refined entertainment for a sophisticated audience who sometimes enjoy a good fart joke.
Oh, man. How are you, though? We don't spend enough time together. I've noticed that. All we seem to do together is you sit there and I talk like for half an hour, whatever this thing is. And then you go on like I never existed. That's not good. We never do anything together. We never hold hands and run through a field with daisies all over the place, you know. Here's a problem with running through a field while you're holding hands, a field full of daisies. As you're running through the field, you're going to be stepping on a lot of the daisies. Otherwise, you can't make it through the field. You're going to be like just clomping on top of them and just crushing them. That's the problem. That's why running through the field is not working out for us. I love fields. They're wide open. They're big places. Let's run through a field. That's not a thing, by the way. I talked a couple of days ago about picking apples. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. Cows, like grazing in the grass, you know, just before they're mutilated for beef sandwiches and hamburgers. That's a thing. That's a thing. Running through a field, that's not really a thing. They do it in movies to show freedom, but people really don't do that. People don't run through a field. They may walk through it, being careful not to step on a turd or something, but people don't really run through a field in a gay, happy type of, almost skipping type of happiness. I've never seen that in real life. That's like fake news. Fake news. That is, I don't know where the... He has succeeded in making us question everything. Everything. Is that a cup of coffee over there on the kitchen table? No. But it is a cup of coffee. I see it. Well, I don't think it's really a cup of coffee. It doesn't necessarily have to be a cup of coffee. It could be a screwdriver. No, what are you talking about? There's a cup of coffee on the kitchen table. Is that really a kitchen table, though? It might be a horse. It's all perception. Oh, stop it. You're driving me crazy. You're driving me nuts. I was very spiritual for a long time because I believed in the goodness of people. What a mistake that was. You know, and not to get into religion again, because I did it a few days ago as well. There are certain religions that say, as a base, that all people are good. And no, all people are not good. There's a lot of people that are not good. You don't trust everybody to begin with. They have to earn your trust in various ways through various deeds and activities. I have a printed list that I made copies of, and if someone says, Ron, I'd like to be your friend, all right, here is a list of things you must do. Here are the deeds that you must accomplish before you can become my friend. And let me just tell you, no one in the past has been able to accomplish all the deeds. Some of them have come close, but miserably failed. So you can enter upon the task as I've listed them here. There's 10 of them. Or you can just turn around, walk away like this never happened. I suggest the latter, and let's just call this even, shall we? Save ourselves some time. Okay. My guest joins us now, and let's see how they're doing.
Ron. It's so nice to talk with you again.
You too. You're one of my favorite authors because the Love Your Age book has become my Bible, as I told you last time.
Yes, I wrote that down. I said, oh, my God, he called it the Bible. I was so happy.
Well,
Thank you so much.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to make sure that your book is in every hotel drawer. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
I love that.
All right.
Thank you.
May is National Osteoporosis Month. I guess everybody gets a month here, but osteoporosis is something that's quite common for when you age.
It is, and we really don't think about our bones enough. We don't give our bones the attention that they deserve. And here's something really interesting, Ron, is that our bones are so dense and solid and strong when we're kids. We know that. And then when we're in our 20s, we really reach our best bone health at that time, like a mid-20s, late 20s. They're most dense. Every year after that, they get weaker and thinner. And that's just the natural part of aging.
Right.
But we really can do simple things to stop the progression of weakening bones. Osteoporosis is preventable. Is preventable. And I want everyone to know that. And I'm the Bone Health Ambassador for the National Osteoporosis Foundation. So this month, which, May is National Osteoporosis Month, we are trying to make people aware of all ages that they can do these simple things.
And what are some of the simple things that we can do? I know when I was a kid and I fell down, I bounced right back up. I don't bounce anymore.
I know. And you know what else you were doing when you were a kid, which we should all be doing even now, is jumping. We were jumping, we were running, we were doing jumping jacks and leapfrog. Remember all that?
Yes, I do.
And that's exactly what helped to keep our bones strong. And so one of the things that we can be doing, if you don't have osteoporosis, please, I want to point that out. Right. If you don't, you want to be at any age. You want to jump, run, that's weight-bearing, high impact. Jump rope, jumping jacks, and all of that. But if you do have osteoporosis, then something more low impact like the elliptical or gold standard, walking. But you also need to do strength training and get enough calcium-rich foods, and also making sure you're taking vitamin D, at least 2,000 a day. So these are all simple, right? Nothing complicated. And here's something else, Ron. My feeling is, and I say this throughout my book, Love Your Age, if we feel good, if we feel healthy and fit and feel good, we look good. You just do. When you don't feel good, you just don't look as good. So it's like a wonderful byproduct. Sure, you can use the best new skin cream out there, but the truth is, if you're taking good care of yourself, if you're nourishing your body with the right foods, and if you're, working and moving your body in the right ways, you will feel good and you will look good. Simple steps.
Interesting. Can you bust a myth? Can you bust a myth for me? That sounded wrong somehow. Anyway, when I
love myth busting.
myth. There you go. Thank you. I'm glad you said it. When I was young, my mother told me to drink milk because it has calcium and milk is good for strong bones. Then when I got older, it was don't drink milk because it's got sugar in it and it's too much dairy and all that. What's with the calcium thing? Does that actually does calcium equal bones?
That's a great question. And when we're younger, you're right, milk really is a great thing. But guess what? As you get older, your stomach really can't digest milk as well. I mean, this is true of the vast majority of us. So milk is not really the best option for us. There are so many other ways to get your calcium. And by the way, the National Osteoporosis Foundation always says, get your calcium from food first. And if for some reason, if you have some strange health thing going on where you can, then you can supplement. But you can get your calcium from food. We need about 1,200 mg a day. And you can get it from broccoli, from certain fish, from kale, from yogurt. You know, you don't have to drink milk. So that's really important to note. So I steer clear of dairy now, except for a little cream in my coffee.
Yeah, okay, and that's
that
fine.
I still have.
Yeah, everything in a small amount, except for drugs, is a wonderful thing.
Correct. Everything in moderation.
Yeah. I want to get back to the thesis of your book, Love Your Age, for just a second. Because you said something just now that is absolutely true. It's life is perception. It's how you feel. It's how you look. When someone says to you, "Hey, you look really good today," that's the whole day for me. It's like, wow. And then all of a sudden I'm happy and I actually feel better. A lot of it's psychosomatic and such, and psychological.
Oh, yeah, no, this is true.
Yeah.
I have a whole chapter devoted to happiness and things that scientifically backed. And this happens to be one of them. And guess what else happens? It's like a chain reaction. If someone compliments you, you will be walking straighter.
Yes.
You'll be smiling more.
Yes.
But guess what? You will also compliment somebody else. You'll be much more inclined to compliment somebody else and make that person's day. And it's like a chain reaction of happiness. And it is a form of happiness. It's a form of well-being. And that all contributes to your overall health and well-being. There's no question about it. And guess what? This is why I subtitled my book, The Small Step Solution to a Better, Longer, Happier Life, because these are all small steps that anybody can take. That was not a big effort, was it, to compliment somebody on their dress, their hair.
Right.
Not at all. But, it's a big impact.
It is. I think the brain can actually affect the physical body, and when you are happy and healthy in the head, I think it actually can change your metaphysics somehow. I don't know if that's...
Yes, and there's one more thing, too. It's also a feeling that if you feel out of control, like you can't control anything, that can really be quite detrimental. So one of my favorite mantras, which I say all the time, is we can't control getting older, but we can control how we do it. And it's true. Every day is a series of choices that we make about our own health and well-being, what we eat, what we don't eat, if we move our bodies, if we don't, you name it. And these are choices that we make, and they are under our control. And the vast majority, including osteoporosis, vast majority of diseases and health issues are preventable.
Very good.
Are preventable.
Well, that's good to hear, certainly. We're running out of time. I can always talk to you for hours, but I'm not allowed to by law. So, all right, the book is...
Ron, it's always so much fun to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you. It's Love Your Age is the book. Everybody, you should get one. And give me a website where we can keep in touch with what's going on.
Okay, and all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it, but also www.Barbara Hannah, with an H, Grufferman, as it sounds, .com.
Perfect. Happy Osteoporosis Month to you.
And to you too, Ron. Thank you. Right. Stay strong.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, thank you very much. This has been really, really fun. Let's do this again, like the next time a weekday rolls around. Would you want to come back and we'll do something else? Okay, I like that idea. All right, let's do that. You're really nice. I don't know how you do it. Ladies and gentlemen, go forth and multiply. I don't mean that literally. I'm not telling you what to do as far as that's concerned. But just be good to each other. That's all one can ask. And in the meantime, I wish you peace.